Hey guys, I'm back, and I'm back to do a quick reading for Anne. So Anne had walked into the room when one of her family members was watching the funeral for the Queen, and she noticed a lot of things in that funeral that were odd. And much the same way that here in our country, our military doesn't acknowledge the pretend president, much the same thing was happening with this funeral. And she's wondering if what she was seeing happened at this funeral, if they were signals to us all that this movie is winding down and coming to an end. And wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be wonderful if it was? And you know what? You know what, Anne? Donald Trump recently has done some things that are pretty blatant that we're thinking are signals and big signals as well. So yeah, let's find out. Are these things that we're seeing, these things that we're seeing as big signals at places like the Queen's funeral, is it letting us know that we are very near the end of all of this wartime stuff? That's what it's been. We've been in the midst of a very quiet WAR, I don't want to say that twice, that people haven't really even known existed. Some people have known it existed, but not everybody. And so, is it winding down? Are we wrapping this up? Are we wrapping up at least this phase of it and moving on to maybe, you know, the next phase where everybody knows what happened and we go from there or whatever. But is this quiet phase that has been sort of just like driving all of us in the know crazy, waiting for it to stop and for the world to become a better place? Are we right at the end of that? And is these things which Anne is seeing play out at that funeral, where that military is not showing its proper respect for this significant person, is that letting us know we're right at the end game? That the movie's ready to wrap up, or at least this phase of it? My goodness. 3 higher arcana cards straight up. Straight up, you guys. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yeah, you guys. We're wrapping this up. I want you to know that in a 7-card spread, we have only 2 lower arcana cards. Everything else is higher arcana. So we have 5 higher arcana cards in this. This is kind of a big deal, you guys. So these things in which Anne saw, where that military is deliberately showing disrespect for a person that normally would be obtaining that utmost respect, right? Is that showing us that the movie is about to wrap up? We got straight up out of the thing. She always comes up as the devil, you guys. Every time I've done a reading around this woman, she comes up as the devil. And it makes sense, because the devil is represented as 15, and she was 96 supposedly when she died. In numerology, if you do 9 and 6, that's 15. She also was a very by what we understand and by what we know, she's a very dark person, very dark individual. Worshipped dark things, was a dark thing herself, very dark. And, you know, with her death, her crossing over, it broke the chains that bind. It broke those chains that bind. Okay? And, you know, it makes sense that she comes up as this all the time. All the time. So, yeah. Breaking those chains that bind you guys. So, the optics that you're seeing, why you see them disrespecting her is because those chains that bound them have been broken. Now, above that, we got the star. That's when miracles happen. So, when she died, it broke the chains that bound us all. Right above her, her death, her transformation is the miracle that broke the chains that bind. Okay? Miracles occurred with that death, that transformation, breaking those chains that bound us all to that system, right? Her funeral it was a celebration. It was a celebration of that. Very healing card. Okay, very healing card with the Empress. So, this funeral that we have at question, okay, her death was actually a celebration, creates a lot of healing. Above her death, transformation and miracles happen with those chains being broken. So, miracles happening, okay? Driving the reading, a lot of strength. So, we are strong, strength, celebrations. This is my trump card, the noble leader. So what's driving this whole reading is universal strength, celebrations, and this is my Donald Trump card. Because he's fiery, and he really is. He says whatever he wants. He doesn't hold back. He's very fiery, but he's very noble. He leads with the highest and greatest good for all. So this is my Trump card, okay? So, all right, so what's driving this reading is strength and celebrations and Trump. Now, don't we remember his victory trip around the world? And he walked right in front of her, remember? And he walked over and he talked to her military. Now, by what I understand, they're not supposed to carry on a conversation like that with anyone other than outside of who they take their orders from. They're supposed to only talk to who they take their orders from. They talked to him. You guys. So, what's driving this reading, Anne, is strength, celebrations, Trump. So, I would say her military now follows Trump. The chains that bound were miraculously severed when she passed away, right? So, yeah, they're not having to respect her. They don't have to respect her anymore because those chains that bound them to her have been lifted. So, her own military does not have to pay respects because those chains have been severed. They follow Trump. Across from that, it's a very healing time. Incredibly healing. So across from this higher arcana, right, we have the Empress, who is incredibly healing. And then we also have the Emperor. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. Two incredibly high, wonderful, amazing, healing, honorable, noble cards. I mean, this is crazy. So, yeah. What we're seeing is that we're coming into a huge time of healing and victory. The darkness has been lifted. Has been lifted. The Emperor, like the Empress, is an amazing card. Like magic, connected to the earth, to the heavens. It's the masculine of the... It's the masculine of the two. So she's the nurturer. She's that healer from the feminine aspect. And he is that healer from the divine masculine aspect. And we got both of those, one right above the other, which means that that's perfect balance and harmony, you guys. Amazing healing happening at this time. And transformation that happened when she crossed, broke the ties that bind. So are these optics letting us know that we're near the end of this phase of the story? I'm going to go right off the Devil card. Are we near the... Is it all letting us know that we're at the end of this phase of the movie, the story that's being told and shown? Yeah, so right with the Devil, we got the Hierophant, right? And the Hierophant's the powers that be. And we got the 3. So it's letting us know that they're not doing well. Yeah, these optics are to let you know that these powers that be, these evil ones, because this is the Hierophant. This is those powers that be. See how he's standing there? He's like above himself, almost like a Pope type person. The powers that be who think they're better than the rest of us. So the chains that bind, which are these evil powers that be, are incredibly disappointed. They have taken a lot of hits. They have taken a lot of hits. They're losing their power. They're losing their power. Clarify a little bit more on that. Are we nearing the end of it? Are we nearing the end of it? It's really raining here. Raining hard here. They're hanging on for all they've got. Like, we are nearing the end of it. They're hanging on. Well, you know what? We can also take this as their assets have been taken from them and being held. And they're being held. And the Knight of Pentacles. It's been a slow and steady race. Not a slow and steady race, but a slow and steady battle. There have been holdups. But yeah, we're right close to the end. You guys, hang in there. We're close to the end of the movie. The movie, the moon crosses things over, you guys. It crosses things over. So, okay, Anne, we got some good cards here as a reiteration. The moon crosses things over. There have been some holdups and some waits. This has been a slow and steady battle. It looks as though their assets have been taken. They're being held somewhere, all of these people's assets. Or possibly they're being held somewhere. And when I say these people, I'm saying the powers that be who have taken a lot of hits. So these chains that bound that military to show this woman respect, they were broken when she died. So when she died, these ties, they don't need to show respect. Miracles have happened because of this. When you go straight across from that, you get the Empress and you get the Emperor. Both of these cards are incredibly healing. These are incredibly healing cards. This is the Divine Masculine Healer. This is the Divine Feminine Healer. So we're in a time of great healing. What's driving this entire reading is strength. We are strong. We have like a small celebration and Trump. So you asked about the military not showing respect for the Queen during the service. Well, that's because with a lot of strength, Trump went in there and won. He won. He had her capitulate. Her ties that bind right then that day were broken. And you're seeing it. The miracles of that happening. You're seeing it. So yeah, you were spot on. That did mean something, Anne, and it does mean that we are getting close. There have been some holdups. Things are changing. This is not an easy battle. The powers that be are incredibly disappointed. They've taken a lot of hits, okay? They've had their assets taken from them and being held. Some of them may even be being held. This is the assets being held card, holding on to assets, okay? These are the powers that be that are icky powers. So they've had disappointments. They've had things taken. They've had their assets seized, held, possibly them even being held and seized. We've seen all of that. They're very disappointed. This has been a slow and steady battle. It has been a battle, but it's been a gallant battle. This is almost like a workhorse, right? You see, he is strong. So it's been a slow and steady battle. We have had some holdups from time to time, a holdup here and a holdup there, but we are very near the end. The moon crosses things over. All right, Anne, I hope that you found some value in this. I hope that everybody else did too. This is a reading that is chock full, you guys, of major arcana cards. I want you all to know that's a big deal. That is universal. That is karmic. That is big picture. That is set. You know, these lower arcana cards, they're not such a big deal because they're the day-to-day things. But those higher arcana cards, you guys, that is a big freaking deal. It's a big deal. And we laid down 7 cards right off the bat. We got 5 out of 7 higher arcana cards. Then we went on to do some clarifying and asking a few more questions. We got the Hierophant and we got the Moon. 2 more higher arcana cards when we were clarifying out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So when we were doing a clarification, we got 2 more higher arcana cards off of the main read, which had 5. So I'm telling you, this is like the universe on screen for us, letting us know this is a big deal. So I hope that you guys all found a little value in this, a little excitement in this, a little comfort in this. This is what I'm getting, at least, you know. It's the energy that I'm picking up on with the cards. So these are the timelines that I'm picking up on, and I always pick up that, you know, we're on good timelines. I don't ever get the crap. Like, I get that we're on good timelines. So just keep projecting that, you guys. And I hope that you found some value. I hope that you found some comfort. Yeah, I hope that you found value in that, Anne. So until next time, you guys, much, much love, many, many blessings, lots of joy, positive, high vibes. You know, keep doing those things that make life worth it, right? And stay in that love vibration, because that heals everything. All right, you guys, until next time, I'll see you. Take care.